So for the first time at Shweta's Talkies, we are addressing a very interesting topic. It's called dating after 40s. I think all of us are going through it. A lot of single friends are going through it. It has become complex. This season I sit with three wonderful men who tell us all about their stories of navigating their experiences while dating. It is very important that people define what they're looking for while dating. It is very important that people tell you clearly what they are seeking and what they can or cannot do. I think most of the confusions come from there. It is a tough landscape, I understand, but I'm going to try to tackle it to you all. If you love what I do, please subscribe, share, and comment, and let's see all the three men coming up. Guys, we're at Shweta's Talkies with three fabulous men from Delhi, all over 40s, all fabulous. Let me introduce you. Pukhraj, cancer coach, wellness guru. We have Mr. Navneet, visual content, fabulous content, ad man, go to him for your stuff. And we have Mr. IP Sahani, businessman, but also quite the actor and a model. We are all single, we are proudly single, but we're also in a space where, like all of you, who's after 40, figuring this new thing out. Social media kicked in only probably for us about 20, 30 years ago. We are just about, I literally just downloaded Snapchat and I don't know how it is. First question being, how's online dating been for you?
It's been very adventurous and very interesting for that matter, because have connected with a few different ladies and different stratas of life, and it's very interesting to know what all they are looking at.
What are they looking at?
Basically stability, first of all.
Oh.
Somebody they can, I think, be with for a long time to come and can have that trust with that. I think that's the basic.
Are you saying they're looking for stability on Tinder?
I'm on Bumble. So
Those are probably Bumble wins. Bumble wins. How has your experience been, Navneet?
I'm not a big fan of online dating apps. But it's not fun because it's very impersonal. It needs a lot more time and effort, and it can get very draining. I met some interesting people and interacted with them within Delhi, within Bombay and all. But no, I don't enjoy that.
Okay. How about you, IP?
So I have a very different view than both of them.
I like it.
Interesting or not?
Go for it.
Just, I think anything that hits online, there'll be always, and I don't know why this is, but it's just I'm throwing out numbers, there'll be 70% men chasing 30% women. Even on, forget Tinder or these, even on Facebook, social media, if you see, the women get all the likes, the hits, and suddenly, the Instagram takes them overseas, everywhere. And we guys, even being actors, struggle with 1,000 followers. So, in fact, it's a little artificial life that they go into. And that's where I feel they don't judge good from bad anymore, because a lot of people are just, they're used to the attention. Now, if I don't give them that and I say, no, listen, I respect women, I'm going to give you equality. They're not looking for equality. They're seeing, how many people have taken their rudeness or everything and says, okay, just woo us. So I think a lot of them let go of good eggs, good people at that point of time. So there's a little downside to that as far as the women.
So I think I can tell that you're new in that landscape, right? Because you're still hopeful. He's fairly pragmatic about it, and you have decided not to get on the platforms.
No.
Here's to Tinder and Bumble. You guys have to do something better than this. Have you met anybody from that platform at all?
I have a couple of times.
And was it the same experiences?
Actually, very similar. So
Also, nobody duped anybody.
even that was there.
Oh, that was
Even
also
that
there.
was there.
So which was the duped part?
I connected with somebody, and after talking a few times, all she wanted was some money.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a nice
As a loan or whatever. So it was like very strange for me. Ke, hang on, this is also there out there.
Oh my God, you were the collateral. Oh my God, that could also work. How was yours? Did you meet anyone?
Yeah, I did. I did meet. But yeah, nothing negative, nothing bad. Interesting experience, but I think we were on a different wavelength, what we were looking for and all. So, and also somewhere I feel that, when you're meeting people after 40, if the expectations are not matched, things will not work out. As simple as that.
Interesting. What was your expectations? His, I understand. He's just getting into it.
I went on the app saying that I really don't know what I'm looking for. Wherein I thought that it's a very honest submission.
I think it's very honest.
Yeah, exactly. But then effectively, as Pukraj rightly said, that women on these apps, in my experience, also looking for stability. So then that can create a gap, because somewhere someone thinks that they can change the view of the other person.
Oh, so
And they may want to move faster than the space or the speed at which you are moving. And then that can create disconnect.
you know, it's. I think it's a thing. I think, and I'll have to accept I'm a woman. What happens is when you find the man of your dreams, or if you think you like it, you think you are the one he's going to change for.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I think it's a bit
yeah.
chronic because the guys are not like that. Especially after 40, absolutely nobody changes that much. I mean, wholeheartedly. IP, what was yours? Did you meet anyone interesting or even?
I met, but there was no subsequent meeting.
It was just like one meeting?
And yeah. And more often I have not chosen to meet a lot of people because very funnily, the first date needs to be in a 7-star or a 5-star hotel.
No,
And they know the restaurants they want to go to. They need to go here. And very funnily, a friend of mine who was on who's dating, in 6 months she's covered whole of NCR. She knows all the restaurants, and there are enough suckers out there that every week they will be willing to take them and spending their top dollar on it. Now, to me, nothing happens unless you're friends. All right. So they're already putting that expectation, and they're already trying to ring you as a potential spouse. So I don't really believe with that philosophy. If you can meet me for a cup of tea outside here, I'm happy. And if you're really expecting for me to take the tab, then it should be my choice where to take you. So I'm
Fair
still
enough.
stuck in that, and I think it just, I refuse to budge.
Okay, so let's say.
Hence single.
Okay.
I mean,
no, I think there must be more, there are definitely more reasons. So
it's
like,
the most refreshing experience I have heard.
it is the most honest experience I've heard.
No, I meant
mean, not experience.
from a guy's perspective, like I have never met women who want to go to these fancy 7-star, 5-star. So it's interesting to know that he's met, and there are women out there who are saying that if you have to go on a date, it has to be minimum of 5-star.
How about
I've
you?
never.
Are you calling them home?
It is there because I think even for me when I'm going out, then the first time you want to impress them also. So you want to take them to a little fancy place, and more or less that's what they're looking at also. You know, the first impression is the last one.
So this doesn't disturb you one bit.
It doesn't. It's part of it.
There are
Just
guys
part-
like him who've upset me. So now I know who to hit after the
I think
show.
he's spoiling the ladies.
I know exactly what, yeah.
But he's
You are the
new,
guys.
But he's new in the game, and I think we have to give him that much, right? He's
getting the rope of it, getting the hangs of it. So.
so like we've talked about online dating, and let's say when we were in our 20s, I think there was no online dating.
Nirulas.
Nirulas,
Best place to meet anybody.
Defense
Whatever
calling
happened to
Nirulas.
that? And great relationships and great partnerships and great friendships.
How was yours? You were Nirulas. Where were you going out?
Actually, Nirulas only.
Nirulas.
Yeah,
Where were you going?
but where were the options?
There were none.
Yeah,
I
there
think
were.
one happened at Defense Colony eventually. I think one was Chanakyapuri.
No, I mean,
Strangely
those are
enough,
pockets,
when I was
right?
in my 20s in the beginning, it was very difficult for a woman from Delhi to date a turban man.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, sure,
yeah.
no.
Yeah.
That is another
I think you're
aspect.
quite a hot
Yeah.
turban man, I must
No,
say.
but,
Not bad.
But I'm telling you, it was a stigma attached. How can a girl tell somebody I'm going around with a Sikh, with a turban man? I faced it that time.
That's interesting. No, I
Not only that,
exactly know what
really?
it
It
is.
is,
Yeah.
it is there, and sometimes it.
I used to
it's
wear
still-
a turban at a particular time, and it was just, they were looking strictly for clean shaven.
Yeah, and this is a North Indian concept of a few states. If you go down south, they don't care, they don't bother. But this is there. I just wanted to bring it about because it's a little hurtful.
I hear you. Any
No,
stigma
actually,
that you went through?
oh no, I mean, my dad said the same thing when I was 27, 28, and he was planning, or should I say, he was keen for me to go through the arranged route. And he said the same thing that because I'm a born Sikh, but I've kind of gone for a haircut. So he said, no Hindu will give you a daughter because you are a Sikh, and no Sikh will give you a daughter
Oh my
because
God.
you don't have a turban. And I will agree with him that in 90s and early 2000, there was a stigma that Sikhs with turban are not the cool.
I didn't know that.
cool
I'm not-
guys.
no,
Oh,
I didn't know that.
absolutely.
Yes.
It's only recently
So I
when I
balanced
think.
it out by going out with foreigners, I think. Yes. What was there?
Oh,
Fabulous.
absolutely.
Where was
Absolutely.
I? I should have been
They
friends with you
love
then.
long hair. Let's put it this way.
Okay, yeah.
But by the way, this for the audience, at no point did I backward integrate the show. It so happened all of them wore turbans, barring you. You also?
Yeah.
You, and now, he's not and he
I
is.
go
But
for like
it's
4 or
pure
5 years.
serendipity. I don't know what happened. Actually, the question what I really wanted to know, how have your expectations changed? Or what are you looking for when you were in your 20s? And now what are you looking for when you're in your 40s? I'm going to start with IP.
So I don't think so. As I see it, it's moved. I think if things don't work organically, and if it's not, from your heart, it's not going to go long term. I'm happy that there are dating opportunities in 40s when I'm there. At my parents' stage, it was completely zero.
Correct.
There was perhaps one divorce that I heard of in the entire this thing. So there was no option at all. So at least I like the way that, educated people, it's the modern world, it's changed, there is opportunity. But the other part is it's become very transactional. Everyone wants the Ambani son. So if I were to put figures to it, and I'm sorry, I've thought about these things so far. So there are 10,000 women, even for marriage, trying to get into those 1,000 families. So that means there are 9,000 dissatisfied women who feel they ultimately compromised. So think about that.
How has it changed for you?
I don't know. I mean, how to put it?
Are you seeking the same things? I mean, of course.
I do believe.
Let's put marriage aside for a second. We're just
No, I
talking about
think
dating right now, right? He
dating-
rightly said that, if it goes to shadi or not, the initial requirement somehow of men.
But that's for dating as well. Do you
For
understand?
dating
They're
as
still
well.
trying to chase the Mercedes and the Lamborghini, which is, it's
So
not, it's out of everybody.
That's not been my experience. Neither expectation. Both. I've never. I don't know why, but I've never hung out with women or in that circle where the materialism was so pronounced.
Fair
I'm
enough.
so happy to hear that.
No, never ever.
So you're
ever.
dating-
Change my
in the
profile,
wrong
change
circles,
my,
IP.
No, actually,
hair,
two, 3 things. I
maybe
don't
go
think
bald.
I also belong to that kind of affluency in 20s that I had the confidence to approach someone if I have to. Because
Fair
it's like, it's like the likelihood attracts each other. So that's one. Otherwise, as a person also, no, I'm not too kicked about those things. Neither I can offer, nor I'm looking for that.
So question was.
So I think understanding,
No, okay.
respect.
Let me
the
reframe this.
basic-
Maybe. What were your expectations when you were in maybe 20s, 30s, whatever, below 40? What were you seeking and which bit has changed now?
The traits are the same which I was looking at 20s, 30s, 40s, which is stability, respect, right? No chick, no small talks. I think, I mean, if you are looking for a relationship, if you're looking for something which is flings and hanky-panky stuff, then of course the list is endless.
It's endless.
But if you're looking for a relationship, and yes, I agree with you that it's not something which has to culminate into like marriage and all, but if it's a relationship, then we all want to be with someone we are comfortable, which is we are seen, we are heard,
see
we are
that-
at peace.
Is the time to get comfortable different from man to woman? I think men.
100%.
Yes, such an
100.
important thing. Please tell me. So women
100%.
always wonder that. So let's say, and I think a lot of my friends were dating, maybe me at one point. So let's say you've started talking to a guy. Let's assume I don't know him at all, right? Because if you know somebody, you're a little more comfortable. That barrier is gone, and you're comfortable. Let's assume this is a fresh new entity in your life, right? You've started chatting with him. Is 3 months too soon to tell the chick it's exclusive, or what is it? Let's start with you.
You can just there's nothing like a time frame. It's how you feel during when you start. For me, everything I think I've just stepped out. Everything begins with a friendship. With only from friendship.
He said the same. Interesting.
From
I
you
think
don't
men's
wanna-
requirements are
if I
fairly
want to
basic.
start
If you really
something-
see,
So you
we are
don't
talking
want
about
to
the same thing. It's
so you don't
men's
want to
requirements
jump
are
into
fairly
romance
basic.
immediately. Sorry, I'm going to say that again.
Everything slowly.
Question. I just
Yeah,
just
sure.
one thing. You don't want. I think what I've understood is IP said this. He's also saying it. Maybe you're also iterating the same
Absolutely.
thing. Jumping straight into romance is probably more a woman understood situationship than the men. Is that correct?
No, even romance should be there, but it has to go hand in hand. First thing has to go with friendship and a little bit of wooing also. I love to woo. I want to be also, given that kind of attention with somebody. So starts with friendship, goes to companionship, and then it's relationship. That's the way I'm looking at things.
IP. So let's say you've started dating a girl, and just to understand, I'm not getting into anybody's personal space. You have, when you're dating, you have your own, checkpoints, like not to do this. So, what are the not to be done too early things when you are dating someone? Like these things are reserved for when you're finally are serious. What are those
to me,
things?
I believe you need a certain amount of test of time. So I believe 3 to 6 months is great. If I've been on dates, she couldn't finish coffee and someone say, hey, I gotta go. It's a fact, it happens, So I rely on nature. Her nature and my nature will determine what is the way forward. Friend zone, romance, long-term relationship, maybe a strong commitment. So I leave it to the natural flow, and I think that works for me. It's not orchestrated where I want to go or whatever. It'll either happen quicker or later, but they better have the patience of test of time, otherwise it doesn't work for me.
How about you? Thank you for that. How about you?
I mean, to be honest with you, I'll go to the basic. I don't even know these days what is dating.
Okay, fair enough.
Right? Because there are so many layers and levels. And so that's something which has to be broken down. And then honesty matters from both sides. From both sides.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, exactly. And therefore, I don't know what is dating now. And say, especially, I'm assuming for all of us after 40. Because people can still continue stay in touch with 6 months, 8 months, and they don't want to come out and be exclusive. Right? Because in the end, they're getting attention. They're getting a company. They can go out, meet friends, go out for a drink and all, but they're still not committed in the old school definition, if I say, right? So therefore, that's a starting point.
So you basically, I think, let me gather this. So I think you're dating till one of you or both of you have agreed to be exclusive. Verbally, both of you.
Actually, I thought dating...
Because assuming...
Honestly, it's great what they're talking about. I totally agree. But honestly, in this world right now, it's very imaginary. Because that's when you step out there and when you start doing it, whether you say 3 months or 6 months, it's barely there. Because today, I think we've all changed. Whether it's men or women, we've all changed in society. See, I'll give an example. When I was in my 20s, the first or the second or the third girl who I saw being interested in me, or I being interested in her, yes, I would do everything to woo her. Today, we have choices. We have so many choices. We have so many dating groups, so many singles group. So if I go to a group and I find somebody, I find so many women who are literally there out to date. It confuses us. It confuses the whole energy around us. What are we looking at?
Absolutely.
Because tomorrow if I find somebody, wait, I can get somebody better. Same with the women, probably she's also thinking, hang on, I can get a stable.
That is a cross-gender.
So just to add, I genuinely thought dating is exclusive. I'll be honest with you.
Oh, I see. That's 100%. Such a
if suppose
difference.
tomorrow I am introducing someone and I'm saying I'm dating means exclusivity. I don't understand till date, and I'm saying this here and all my friends know. And let me talk in a very desi way. Dating होती क्या है? मतलब आप लगातार बातचीत कर रहे हो, उसके बाद आप मिल रहे हो, घूम रहे हो and all. वो exploration है, या वो dating है, या वो hanging out है.
So I do think India doesn't know how to date.
Yeah.
You see, India knows how to date, or mate, or marry. Dating is just dating for me, and I lived overseas, so there's a big difference. Dating is you can date somebody as long as you want to. It is in the open ecosystem where you're dating multiple people.
But is it exclusive in your understanding?
No. You're dating multiple people.
Oh wow.
Okay. It is to find out the best partner for you. Then you date exclusively, and then at some point, it's just my understanding, and at some point, with your cumulative understanding, you are in a relationship, right? Now there are layers. Have you announced it on Facebook? Have you announced it on Twitter, on Instagram? But for me, dating is the primary exercise of meeting multiple people and figuring out who kind of works for you to start dating exclusively.
So I would agree with that. But look at the completely different perspective.
Yeah?
No. Different perspective, which is great. I didn't think of it that way.
So it's only 5-7 years ago I understood all these concepts. As you rightly said, it's not an Indian concept. But till date, I'm not still convinced. I would prefer to be exclusive from day one in a stable and a healthy relationship. I've tried. It is super draining.
I'm going to stay with you. So you're saying, let's say so basically you date singularly. If you date,
Absolutely.
you only date.
I agree with him, totally.
He dates singularly.
Give it your best shot. Give it your best shot, and then see if it makes sense.
How can I have emotional involvement, vulnerability? Forget everything else.
note, these are the two guys here who are still hopeful about it, and they date exclusively
From day one.
From day one. It's I think they're 1% of the population. Well,
Yeah,
nice
which
to
is
meet you
I
all.
completely
Oh, no,
am on the
no.
opposite pole
He's
for
on the
sure.
opposite pole, and that's
because
totally
I
fine.
shy away from anybody who says, "Look, I've seen you. We met once. Now I will start as a relationship from day one." To me, it's no difference than someone taking a position in my company and saying, "I'll only join you if I'll become CEO."
I understand.
Now, I am very wary of those
I
kind of people. I am. That's just my perspective.
Oh.
I will go with the flow. You will, in time, or I will also in time, prove that we people are the best pair amongst the others rather than blasting the competition away. Competition is good. And naturally, you will come that this is my best choice. And that's where I would probably give my attention, unknowingly, even not announcing. I will see myself that if I have free time, let me go and meet that particular person.
So, IP, if I can
Please, please.
So you are saying that you can be open and vulnerable, if I have to use a stronger word, with different women at the same time, and no further conditions on this.
Well, it will happen automatically that you will pick one.
So that's exactly the point I'm making.
So
to say, right?
I'm asking you, even at arranged marriage, what happens? Did you marry the first person you saw?
No.
So I'm just exactly.
But if
So I'm
I-
just making a reference on that. When you are open to only commitment and arranged marriage, I know people go through 15, 20 arranged marriage people jahan hua nahi, right? So it's not that they did not see 12. They picked out something that reached out or
The
talked.
only difference is in case of arranged marriage, if I'm meeting someone, then I'm not meeting someone else. If I'm meeting her for 3 times, then I reject. What I'm trying to say is, if today, let's suppose, person A is talking to 5 different women, which is dating before they make it exclusive, you are saying men or women, and this is gender agnostic. We can be vulnerable, we can be honest, we can be open, we can, should I say, we share deepest aspirations or the secret with all 5 with the equal intensity. To my understanding, humanly possible ही नहीं है.
I'll
when
put
you-
you what
when
I'm
you
trying to say.
start looking at
I'll
so
just tell
many
you just quickly what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Supposing there are 5 people in a group and everyone starts from single and you are paying 20%, 20% attention, making 100, automatically with one particular person it'll go up to 80 and the rest will fade away on its own, is what I'm trying to
So
say.
effectively, for my understanding,
And you start from the same pedestrian, but you will have a better equation with one particular person, and that person is at least the person for me. That's how I pick.
So my understanding was, before this discussion, was that in this case, he's actually not dating 5.
No.
He's hanging out, he's meeting
I'm hanging.
5.
I'm open. I'm open to date
Yeah,
with
but
5
he's going
possibilities.
To date one, so effectively,
I'm not. Yeah, correct.
dating is exclusivity.
Oh, after a particular point, a relationship is
I
exclusive.
think
No, if you're saying
Dating, you can date a good friend.
taking interest and showing interest actively can work for you, and sometimes bounce back. How are we doing this? What are we thinking about it? How are we navigating this again? Sit with me and the 3 lovely men on Shweta's Talkies. Subscribe, share, comment if you like this.